Hello, everybody. This is Janine with Turn the Page, and certainly hope that we are live right now. Let me just see what we have here. So I don't have my intro. I'm just going to wait a couple more minutes till some people jump in here. Just bear with me. I see Arnie is out there. Hey, happy Monday to you, Arnie. It's good to see you guys out there. All right. I didn't have my intro music. And I had so much computer problems in the last week or so that I come to find out that good old Google now makes you use their products and their products only. And I didn't have that available to me until today. So hopefully this is going to work really fine. All right, you guys have a good weekend. Mine was so. Um, just it's still so too hot to do anything down here. But so today we are actually going to be looking into the records, your records, if you will. And we're going to be opening up these Akashic record books if you happen to have some of them out there pertaining to your particular question. So with that said, I put that on the floor there. Um, with that said, I want to do some readings for anybody that is interested in having them done. And I do want to open up Rumble because I do believe I'm also going to Rumble. It's always a hit or miss. Either the YouTube people are out there or it's the Rumble people. And let's see what we've got going on out there. Let me just open up my content. I thought I had my... Here we go. There's my live chat. Okay, I see a few people out there watching. So I'm going to be doing readings right off the bat for you guys here. We're going to basically be taking a look at the silver lining, your silver lining, if you want us to do that. And let me just kind of explain that a little bit more for you guys before. I want to wait for a little bit more people to get in here, and then we'll get this show running here. So, excuse me, it's allergies are really bothering me today. So the Akashic Records are believed to be a metaphysical library, all right? And it's just like anything else out there. When you first learn about computers, right, they tell you there's files out there. It's like having a file cabinet, and you could kind of think of it that way too. But it's a metaphysical library containing all of your energetic history, and that's all it is energy, and we are energy. And your soul's journeying across lifetimes. All right. And so it's opening from the past, the present, possibly the future, if they want to share that with you or if you're ready for it. We'll see what's going on. So basically, I'll be offering you insight into your life's purposes, your challenges, your growth opportunities, a silver lining. That's my theme for doing all my readings, because people do need to hear about the silver linings at this time in that's going on right now. And we need to get a little bit more hope and clarity and empowerment above anything. We need to know what our own power is. And what do I mean by that? Is that a lot of us are starting to sense it, don't know what to do with it. What is that energy coming from? I'm feeling a little bit different, like I want to say different things. I'm thinking differently. That's your empowerment making its way, weaving around your ego, if you will, that's basically saying, and you've got that cord that's being aligned to your higher self. What is your higher self? And your higher self is just basically, the know all, right? We pull that information down from time to time, and a lot of times we don't even bother accessing it. It's accessing this wisdom, even in difficult circumstances. And I will have to tell you, I truly believe that more people, more than ever, only access it during the difficult times. It's almost as like you hear people that hit their knees and start praying to God, or they don't want to take drugs anymore, or they don't want to drink anymore. Those are those difficult circumstances, if you will. So if you have a particular issue, it could be personal, it could be business. You want clarity and you want guidance. With this particular reading, it's all about you. It's about you and you only, to get clear insight in your life challenges and helping you find your purpose and your direction at this time. And it's so important that we take a look at opening it up, especially for the younger people. It'd be really great if I got some younger people that would, all I'm going to do, and I'm going to get to that in a minute, how I actually read the energies, but the healing and the transformation, if I see a block or if I sense a fear, you're maybe limiting your own beliefs, or you're fostering a personal growth or spiritual alignment, or you've got somebody else's energy more than your own. And I'll talk about that if I happen to see it. If I bring it up, it's probably I'm going to run across it here today. But the empowerment is by connecting to your soul wisdom. You gain the confidence to make the decisions aligned with your highest good. All right, so let's see what we've got going here. Anybody out on Rumble, all you have to do is say, pick me. I look at your handle. This is how I'm going to approach this. And it's always going to be uplifting. I'm not going to say anything that you would not want to be put out there. And if you ever see how I read, I hold back. I ask for guidance to reword it for you to get the information. That's how I work. But if there was a one-on-one reading with just me and you through a Zoom call or whatever it might be, to the telephone, that's how I do it. I basically will focus on always the positive outcome. Always the positive outcome. I go in and I'm looking at your light. So if I see your light and I'm getting the information, it's all good, right? And let's see here. So the silver lining is your soul reading in so many words. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Let me just check, excuse me, over on Rumble, get a drink of water. Oh, boy, that tastes so good. I've got this tickle, and I know it's allergies, and I usually do a sinus. It always happens this time of year. How about you guys out there? All right, so let's see here. I see Colleen is out there. Hello, Colleen. I just want to say hi. See if we can get more people out there. Rumble, we've got some more people that are jumping on there. I said, let's see here. Colleen, Amy, and whatever else. If you guys have a particular situation that you or person, place, or thing. So much is going on in this world right now, and a lot of times we just don't want to. We're not dealing. And before I start doing these readings, I do want to make one statement: is that a lot of people they believe that they are awake, they believe that they know what's coming, and they don't want to deal until they actually see that the world is in perfect unity with everything. That is, to me, you're taking a shortcut with your energy. You're taking a shortcut in life, and I just want to say that we have to approach every incident as it comes our way. Is basically we're in Earth School, basically. And let's see what we have here. All right, so. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start out, and I'm going to just see if anybody wants to read. Anybody out on Rumble, anybody out there this morning, Akashic reading, how I'm actually going to do this. I want to explain one other thing. So these things that I pick up, I'm using my intuition, obviously. I'm going up into the ethers, getting a lot of information off of you. But I will also use my Akashic cards. I don't show them to you because really they're irrelevant because of the information. They kind of jumpstart the energies for me. I will see roses. Roses are basically your relationship and your emotions, right? It's the beauty, it's the petals. I take a look at that. It's kind of like when a medium will basically say, I see somebody handing you a rose from the other side. It's love. Well, on this side also, it's love. And then we also want to take a look at what's going on within what reflects in your world of your mind. And that is what I refer to as the scrolls. These are ancient things, and sometimes it could be ancient, going back to the past, of people, places, or things that are held within your energy that you decided to bring with you, along with you. A lot of people in the last 10 years have reached out and wanted to know about ancestral, or their ancestors, right? They're out there doing these blood types. They're doing, they want to know who they're related to. They want to make connections. People are trying to connect, especially after the COVID pandemic, right? They're all wanting to connect somehow, some way. And what is the reason behind that? And I think it's different for each individual. But then you also hold these keys that are very valuable. They're your wealth, success. And a lot of times it's me asking to unlock some key that you're holding very near and dear. So it could be positive, and it could be on the shadow side of things. All right. So then, of course, there's your consciousness, right? There's a consciousness. What are you tapping into? What are the natural laws that you actually believe in? What's creating your reality? All right, so let's go here. If I've got, I think I've got Ronnie is out there. Hey, Ronnie. Maybe she could help me out a little bit. I never did give her access, and I always say I'm going to do something, don't do it. But let's see here. Yeah, so let's see. Ronnie, can you just tell me if you see anybody out there? I'm going to check Rumble. So if you see me going back and forth like this, it's because I'm checking a couple of different screens because I can't put them all on one, and it's just they all work independently. Kearns is out there. He says, yeah, he is listening from work. How you doing, Kearns? Good to see you out there. Anybody else? Anybody else out there that would like to just know? Just have me. I'll do a couple minutes on each individual, and let's see here. I don't see anything yet. I think in my short video, I think I had asked for new people. I see a Kim out there. Do I know who Kim is? All right. Anybody out on Rumble? Come on, you guys. This is Monday morning. And let's see. I think Amy's got one. I think Amy has got one. Oh, okay. And we got Maggie 369 out there also. She says, pick me up. I'm going to pick up what you are putting down. Let's see. I need permission. Again, the permission is pick me up. I got that, Maggie. And then also, when you do put something out there, you are giving me permission to read you. So don't think that I'm just picking you and not asking. I do my internal prayer before I come on, and I ask for guidance from your loved ones, your guides, and your teachers, my master teachers, and so on and so forth. So they're working together to give me the information. Amy, it looks like she says, I'm going back in memory to heal and having a block, not being able to remember several years as a child, trying to find her. Wait, let me see, I got this right. I'm going back in memory to heal and having a block of not being able to remember several years as a child. Okay, different than how I said it. Trying to find her. You know, Amy, I was just talking about this. I think that's a lot with a lot of people right now. I was, and enough about me, but let's see what we got going on. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I see Maggie's out there. She's waiting patiently. Let's just see what I get. This is on Amy Boyd. That's the name that she has up there, and that's what I'm going to use. And she's asking a question specifically about being able to remember several years as a child. Let me see what I'm getting here intuitively. Well, it's so funny that they're showing me a time with you in the summertime. Da, 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 da. So, Amy, what I'm actually seeing is at the age of 12 with you. Is it? And I want you to make, just let me know. You don't have to put anything in there right now, but I'm seeing you at the age of 12. I think it from 6 or 7 up to the age of 12. Is that where the block is? Let me know. I'm going to go there with that. Okay. And see what I get. Amy Boy wants to know. She's trying to remember. Let me see if I could give her some more information on this. All right. Right off the bat, they're telling me I'm in the right Akashic record energy, right? The force is right there. And it is an Akashic field that they actually opened up and show me right there. All right. Let's see what else did I get here for Amy. So between the ages of 6 and 12, where I think that she has got this huge block, and it basically is showing me it could have been a little bit of all right, why are they showing me this particular thing here? Hold on a second, Amy. I do this because I have to ask them questions, and while we're getting your record settled in here. So, Amy, at this particular time, what I want to say is that your family may have not been, maybe there's been a little bit of how do I put this? So it's kind of like people within the family, the arena. There might have been not you, but other generations, okay, that were above you, like your mother's generation, and then maybe the next generation above that may be not communicating at the best times that they could. And it's almost as if they're So there, it's almost as if, Amy, you learn how to perfect how to, just basically check out. And when you would hear discrepancies with arguing among relatives, okay, and it's kind of like no kid wants to be around there, no kid wants to hear any of that stuff. But actually, I think what happened about this was there was a passing. There was a relative right around that time, about the age of 8, if I could give that to you, that was really disturbing to your family members. Maybe it was your grandmother. I'm getting more of a female energy that came around that one time, and that's what probably was the brunt of this argument, where maybe you checked out, you didn't, kids check out because situations in the home aren't comfortable. All right, let's see what else did I get right here. And it's almost as if what they're showing me right now is it was a number 8. It's infinity. You didn't do this only as a child. You've done it throughout your lifetime. When I see that infinity come across, and I'm also seeing the key. So something very near and dear to you that, let's just say, if it happened and it had a reflection upon your mother, I'm getting maternal energy again. It affected you some way, and so that's how you learn to cope. And so those are not lost years. All you have to do is go in and talk and ask to see the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th, and the 12. The 12-year-old is going to be the one, and you got the ego at the age of, it was like you were 6 going on 7. They're kind of showing me it was like in between there. And so when we develop our ego at that time is to protect us. And so sometimes when we have all that protection around us, we check out. We don't want to hear. We don't want to hear a lot of things that may not have been comfortable. But if you really think back about that particular time, if you sit down, you do a meditation, and literally do this, take the 6-year-old in front of you and then take your age right now and talk, have that conversation, take out a picture of what you look like at that time, and you're going to get more information, more than you're ever going to believe. All right, so there you go. That's one of the reasons why you cannot see those the younger side of you and what you may have done. You don't have memories of it, but they are there. You didn't check out completely. And I'm also seeing a couple of neighborhood kids that you used to escape with to go and get away from some things within the house. All right, so there you go. Let me know how I did, and just give me a heads up on that if I did okay. All right, we're going to move over back to Rumble over here. Maggie 369, and she doesn't have a question like Amy does. Do you have a question, Maggie, or you just want me to read your energy? Let me remove this one here. And all right, let's see here. Let's see what we have here. So I see other people in the chat are saying they had some trauma blocks. This information may pertain to them. And again, please go in and do the visualization. Take out those pictures of yourself, those kindergarten pictures, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and grade 4th pictures of yourself, and see where you get that. And Maggie, I'm going to wait. I know there's a little bit of delay, but not as much as there has been in the past. And I think she's just wanting me just to read Maggie 369. I prefer to have a question because only you could validate that, because I'm reading your silver lining. And let me just see what the overall silver lining is, going back to Amy, is that there's a lot of kids that basically you're in a particular time going from 5 to 6, and life is good, life is beautiful, we love everybody around us, and then all of a sudden you're basically are starting to see how adults behave, and it's not always the greatest. So we have to invent something to keep us feeling safe, and we want to continue. And I'm guessing, Amy, that at the age of 7, your imagination was kind of shutting down also, and you survived from 5, 6, and then up until 7. There was no more imagination, so you kind of left. We check out, if you will. All right, let's go. All right, let's see what she's saying here. She's saying awesome, spot on the ages. Thank you so much for verifying that. Let's see here. She's Maggie 369 is interested in finding who I belong with. What ET group? All right, I'm going to try to get into that, but in order to do that, I'm going to have to pull out my so she's asking about her galactic heritage. So I'm going to go with this here. Give me a moment. I'm not used to doing these. I've always, and I'm going to use them in conjunction with the Akashic. So let's see where we're going with this one here. This is a really good question. I love these because you guys are challenging me. And I used to, at once upon a time, have galactic people on my channel. And at that time, I thought, wow, these people are way out there. But I am way out there with the energies, right? What I'm doing, each and every one of you can also do it yourself too. And let me just see. I got something in between these cards that I don't want. All right, I'm going to shuffle them up. This is Maggie 369 wants to know what ET group that she belongs to. All right, thank you so much for sharing with us, Amy. All right. My one question before I get into this, I know I take my time going back and forth. When you comment again, I get more information. Amy, is it so important that you can't remember those memories, but you really have to ask the question to yourself, what did you think that you were missing? All right. And I don't think that any of us were really missing anything, especially if we were able to go into our own world and do our own checkout. That was your you don't want to call it our survival. That was just what you had developed at that time. And a lot of people still have that. And a lot of people don't have that anymore. All right, let's see. All right. We have got Maggie 369 wants to know what ET group she comes from. I'm going to take it off the top. All right. So this is interesting. All right. So she's definitely. Wow. Maggie, by any chance, are you starting to feel really, really homesick? Because that is what's coming up. I'm seeing in the past, not this way back in Galactic. So we can come in and out of Galactic. A lot of times people stay in Galactic, and a lot of times they incarnate into a body. But at some particular time, and I think that's the feeling that you're actually having, is that there was a species called Vega, and the Vega is your way past, okay, Maggie? And what that's basically telling me is that you're wanting to access that information again. Look it up when you can. I'm going to go back to my Akashic cards and see what this pertains to, and I'm going to tell you right now. Yeah, you had such commitment, and maybe that's what you're learning here, that you've come here, Maggie. And because of the commitment in there, Orion is actually, if you study Orion, that was also another place that you had visited. But I'm going to pull one more and just see. Okay, so it's so interesting. You're very, very much what I would call a traveler, Maggie, and you have a lot of gifts. And I think what happens sometimes is when we have these gifts and we don't know how to behave like a human being, is we miss it. We want to go back and we want to know why we can't apply what we're trying to, what with our gifts that we have here from other galaxies. And now you're basically just taking a look and saying, okay, what I'm actually getting on you is you do have the alchemy. You got what I would call the alchemy touch. You sometimes can be very single-minded focus, so keep that in mind. But you also are learning commitment here. So when I see somebody that asks the questions, where am I come from, and then I pick different places. I get Orion, I get Uralera, I'm getting Vega. These are all things that were in your past. And then when I actually say, okay, show me something that's a little bit more closer to her life here, and they're basically saying, she's got to be able to take all of these different elements and apply them to whatever it is to make herself not feel so homesick anymore. And I didn't realize that was actually a thing there, that if you have these essences about yourself, she's got the pulse of life. She's got the galactic core. It is her core. And so it's almost as if she wants to be able to, show everyone what this core is, and all of her her gifts that I'll call them gifts. I don't know if that's a good word or not, but she's an alchemist. She's sometimes homesick. She's she could be very observant, self-observant of herself and of others, and also very much single-minded. And so what they're basically saying that, boy, all the stuff that you have there is just a loving elemental's part of you. And so you asked the one particular question, and I will answer it. It's you have to embrace your transitions, okay? And Ceres is where I'm actually seeing, which is present. Probably when I say present, is that when you go to sleep at night, maybe that's where you go from. Is Sirius. All right, there you go, Maggie. So there you go. That's what I have for you. And I hope that you enjoyed that reading. All right. What else do we have out there? We have, I see Sherry Vanderhoven. I remember reading for her. She actually wrote to me, "Hey, Sherry, how are you doing? I don't care if you guys want to write to me. I appreciate the comments out on the pages, especially if you're on YouTube. I guess that's what triggers the algorithm. My sweet dear Ronnie out there was the one that brought that to my attention. When you put a comment out there on anything that I'm doing, it helps trigger the algorithm, and then also the share and the like and everything else and the tags that I have to use. So I'm learning this. All right. Let's see here. Amy put something else in there. I can't remember being a child, or I don't remember friends or schools or even where we lived. Just can't find the vision back in the 60s and 70s. Too many pictures like we do now. Yeah, definitely. You will get there. But I want to say something to you, Amy. And if anybody else is out on Rumble, please jump in and just say pick me, because I'd be glad to do it. And it doesn't matter what it is, person, place, or thing, or business, or the economy. I stay away from Trump. I'm going to tell you that right now. All right. So, so Amy, what I'm actually getting here for you is you just have to focus on one thing, and then let it trickle down, okay, or trickle up or trickle over, whatever it might need to be. What is the one particular thing? And if I don't get anybody else real soon, I'm going to see if I can tap into that energy for Amy Boyd. Amy, I want to say it's really good to see you out here, because I know that you used to be out here once upon a time. And let's see here. I'm going back up. If you're wondering what I am doing, I'm just looking at to see. Here's a statement from Colleen. And same here, Amy. I don't remember much of my child have trauma blocks. You guys, these aren't trauma blocks. These were ego blocks. Okay, let's get rid of that word trauma. You're telling yourself that you were traumatized. You're not, because it's there. The information is in your essences of who you truly are. Okay. Amy or Maggie 369, could you just please put a comment in there for me picking up on your energy, and just let me know what you think. What is it that I gave to you? There's a little bit different, but different is always good. And so you could actually see where I go with you guys on any of these questions. You want to know about an ancestor? You want to know about your chakras? You want to know about the Akashics? All you have to do is just let me know right now. I'm already into this 30 minutes. If I don't get anyone that pops up soon, I will basically part ways and come back on and do this again. I know you guys truly do enjoy this, and I get a lot of feedback. I am on Facebook, Live with Janine on Facebook, and I need 25 more people just to get out there. So if you can, just get out there and just like that page. And I need 25. Then I'll be going live over there for anybody that needs it. All right. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Amy's saying she took a break. Good for you. And we all need to do that, right? I know that I've done it. And I've tried different things, and it's crazy. So let's just talk about this and see if anybody else is want to come in on Rumble because of my time. Sometimes I get a lot more people closer to 1 o'clock my time, Central Standard Time. All right. So there's been a lot of talk about people thinking that we're in a simulation, right? I've been hearing this for years, and there's people out there that wrote books and said, we're in a simulation. And so when I think about it, okay, I see the AI simulation means basically we've been programmed and we're doing what we were told to do in this program, if you will. But the only part that I struggle with this information is our heart and our soul. You can't touch this. I'm telling you. Look at what we call the ugly people out there, right? The demonic people out there. They were trying to do that. We experienced 4 years of it, if you will. And the only thing is that so people say we're in a simulation. Some people say there's another planet Earth. It's just like this. We're in different timelines and all that stuff. Why can't we just accept where we're at right now? Why can't we be at peace with that? All right. And so taking that a little bit further, I just want to say I'm going to pull a card on this whole simulation thing. And then if I don't get anybody over on Rumble or Amy, or not Amy, but Ronnie, if I missed anyone, just let me know. Ping my phone too, if you could, if I brought it. And I didn't bring it, so you can't do that. All right, let's see here. All right, I'm going to go into this whole simulation. So this is not just one person. This is unity. This is the world. This is Mother Earth. All right. Let's see what we got here. And we're talking about the simulation that everybody thinks that we're living in, and I'm saying, wow, we're here. I'm so blessed to be with you guys here. Let's just see what this thing is saying here. All right, so there is a message, all right, that's coming within there, and it's a message from the heart. It's the roses of our family, of our loved ones, because I'm asking it. It could be coming through my guides and my teachers. Yeah, it's the same thing that I was getting last week when I was doing readings. Everybody's out there trying to do this lookout. Is the shoe going to drop? What's going to happen when you put that out there? Of course, it seems like it's a lot easier for just to say we're in a simulation and be done with it, and know that this isn't real, right? What's real? So the message that I'm actually getting is it's the light of the world, okay, that we're in right now. And so we are basically in a particular time where we're leaving the past, right? And this doesn't go in every, how do I say this? So from so we lost a lot of people from the 1940s, right? They're pretty much are gone. Some of them still might be lingering around 80, 90 years old. So that whole beginning of the baby boomer generation is leaving us. Now we've got multiple generations behind that, because the baby boomer was such a huge generation, and it was pretty much the energy, I want to say, was pretty much the same, stagnant. 60s, 70s, you had some great music that came out of that, some technology that came out of that. And then we get into about the 70s and the 80s. Then you're starting to get the technology that came into that. You had a lot of people like Gates that were stealing technology, stole code, right? They were stealing things from Apple, from Xerox, from all this other stuff. It's almost as if there was so much greed at that time that everybody wanted a piece of that pie, that puzzle. And so that we went through a lot of that. We went through the hippie stuff. We went through, wars after wars. And so that is a lot of taxing to put, whether you're born in the 60s or the 70s, you heard about it, you're growing up in it. Now we're in the AI world, and people are freaking out about the AI world. I've got some videos out there that I put on my channel, and people are commenting, this is AI, and then they kind of don't want to be on my channel anymore. I'm just going with the flow, and that's what all of us have to do, is go with the flow. But when we are the light of the world, and that's what they're just asking us to do, is continue to be the beacon of light, where we're at right now. If you think that you can basically jump time, and you think that you can be in a different place, and at night, and you travel, you're remote, that's fantastic, because then you're even more of a brighter light and you have more information. But there's a lot of people out there that don't really understand it. They're just trying to figure out how to survive. So that is in the Akashic Record Library. I'm being told, with all this information that we're talking about, it's a great time to be alive. And these are records that we have created. We're a part of history that will never be duplicated again. So when people tell you we're in a simulation, to me, it kind of goes back to like Amy's thing as a child. We just want to check out. We don't want to be here. Where do you want to be? All right. All right, let's see here. That's what my simulation read is. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. All right, let me just go back to Rumble and see what I got here. I see Sherry Vanderhoven said, pick me. My dog is 15 years and just passed. Will he come back to me? I'm going to get to that one in a minute. And then I have Terry Gentile, 50. I know Terry. Sends me emails from time to time. I followed you on Facebook. I'm always getting ready for work, and I watch the replays tonight. Much love to all. Thank you so much for that one, Terry. Blessings to you also. And I think I've done some Akashic readings for her in the past, because I noticed that she changed her spelling of her name, and that was one of the recommendations. Just kind of interested, Terry. Want to know, you can always send me an email on this, but when changing your name, your spelling of your name, did things change for you? The vibration, the frequencies of that change for you also? All right, now I'm back on YouTube over here. Ronnie, I see Ronnie. She says, please pull a galactic card for me. I don't fit in here. Curious about before. Oh, Ronnie's saying, I don't fit in here. This ain't my world. Where's my world? Okay, let's see what we can do. Just give me one break, 1 minute, a pause for the cause. Donate to help support Dominique's battle with kidney disease, and that's why I'm doing these free readings. If you don't mind, just go to this GoFundMe, 675A46C0. And blessings in advance to all of you. She's still fighting a disease. She's my niece. She's by herself, no mother, no father, 27 years old, I think, and is struggling with this. She found out 2 years ago she didn't have a kidney, and the other one is failing rapidly. All right. Let's see what else we have. All right. So, Sherry, hang in there. We're going to get to you in a moment. So, Ronnie wants to know what. Oops. Here's her question. Please pull a galactic card for me. I don't fit in here. Curious about before. All right. Let's see what they say. This is Ronnie. Ronnie. All right, let's see what we're going with this. This is a newer deck for me. I picked this up a while back because I had so many people that wanted to know about where they came from, what was their planet, and I've gotten used to the cards, and the cards have gotten used to me. And let me just see what this is for Ronnie. Ronnie. Sensitive Ronnie. All right. So, Ronnie, if you also, way in the past, Orion was a planet, and a lot of people will say, I'm originally from Orion also. Now, I had my chart done by, I can't remember. It was a friend of Alana Denon. She was an Irish woman that did these galactic readings for you. I probably have it somewhere on my computer, but she, I always thought Orion was, controversial. And there are the controversial sides, and then there were the people that were sent to Orion to help out what was actually going on in Orion. And apparently that's what I was. So I'm telling you this for a particular reason. But Ronnie, when I see this, it's almost as if your past was Orion. And so you had to deal a lot with, and you tell me if this is true or not, delusion of control. I'm not making this up, sweetie. This is what's coming up. It's delusion of control. And this was in the shadow side when I pulled it. So maybe that's just something when we come into these come from these different galaxies and come into this planet, these are the things that we are bringing with us. And so it's almost as if what I want to say is another planet is Lyra, Lyra. Had a lot of by the way, the number on this one here is 36 if you're into the numbers, and then the Lyra one is a 12, communication, more masculine principles behind all of that. And I'm just trying to piece this puzzle together for you. And also fluidity. So adrenamida, or how do you say it? All right. That's a 5, and it was in the shadow side. So, Ronnie, when we ask about what galaxies that we come from and what other planets and where we come from, sometimes we're bringing those energies with us. And sometimes they said, go to planet Earth. You could settle those energies. Look into yourself a little bit more, but you have to do the work, right? And so you are basically, to end this one, Ronnie, which is present right now, is the Pleiades. And it's a beautiful card. The number is 65, and you're refining your galactic lineage. So a lot of times when people basically say, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here, I don't feel like I fit in. Well, that's one of the reasons is these energies you're coming from a lot of other places. It's not just one in particular. I pulled 4 for Maggie also. So there you guys go. She wanted to know what ET group. I don't think it's one particular ET group. We interact kind of like how America is. There's a lot of different nationalities here, and we go to other planets. They're stopping off, and so Ronnie, you probably had I will kind of say this. I sensing this is that possibly you were on Orion, also involved with a lot of energies of war. I'm also getting that from another planet here, Lara. And so when you have that type of energy among you, maybe it's just something that you need to work out a little bit within your soul. And there's a lot of ways that you could do that. We could always talk about that in another show. Or if you guys ever want to do is get together and do a Zoom and figure out how do we deal with these energies that we brought with us, and when is this, why haven't I quite grasped it yet? And why do they rear their heads at certain times? All right. That's what I have. I'm going to jump back over to Rumble here. Ronnie, let me know how I did. All right. She liked that one for Pleiades of 65. That was 11. All right. So Sherry wants to know about her dog. So let's see. I'm not going to pull. All right, just bear with me 1 second. I want to get the energy of her dog. I just recently lost my last senior dog. I've 2 years lost three dogs. We miss the big dogs. We have 2 little dogs, but we will never get another big dog, considering how the last one basically traumatized us, right? All right, Sherry says, her dog is 15 years old, just passed. Will he come back to me? He. Yeah, it's he. All right, let's see what I'm getting here. And a lot of people are basically out there saying that our dogs are evolving. They're ascending. Some of them are returning as humans. You might recognize a particular one. I don't know if that is true or not. I have not experienced that with my dogs, but I will tell you, they are still around me. So before I go into this with Sherry a little bit, I just want to tell you guys a true story. My heart to God. This is how true it is. There's a hand to God. Whatever it is. You always hear James Brewer say that. Jim Brewer say that. So my dog, the Golden Retriever, she was about anywhere between 90 to 100 pounds. Had paws. I'm not kidding you. The size of my hand. Not kidding you. I would take her paw and put it in my hand, and it was the same size. And so every morning, or anything that she wanted to do to get my attention, if I was in my bedroom, if I was sitting on the bed, or if I was sleeping, she would basically go and just boom against the side of the bed. What happened last night about 10 o'clock at night? I'm sitting in bed. I'm in my own little world, and the bed went boom. And I was like, Bailey, are you here? At first I was just like, what was that? I look over at the two little dogs, they're 2 little Westies. They're laying there. They're snoring, right? And then I'm like, okay, Bailey, are you here? So she passed, it's got to be about a month. It's been a month, I do believe now. And if that. And what I basically did yesterday is I packed up everything for her. I packed up everything that I had that reminded me of her, and I put it in a bag. Some stuff was just brand new, like a big vest for swimming. those type of things. She never used it. I said, I'm going to probably sell this, get, all that other stuff. And I was packing it all up. And then about 20 minutes later, boom, I felt it on the pressure on the side of the bed again. I was like, okay, what do you have for me? What is it? I am thinking about you. I do love you. I'm never going to forgive you or forget you, I should say. And, when I was, it's telling me that her energy is still with me, and I'm not making this up whatsoever. And it was the strangest thing, because I've never had anything physically move for me, even with people when they pass. All right, let's see what we got. All right, we're going into Sherry's dog. Will Sherry's dog come back? And all right, so the first thing is your dog is not for a while, Sherry. It's you still have what they basically are showing me here is that you still have to go through the process completely. Your compassion for your dog, the energy that it's. So if you want a picture of this, Sherry, it's almost as if sometimes when we are hanging on to something, we have these cords, right? These cords that are going out there, and you've got them going out into the ethers, wherever your precious baby is at, and you've got this connection still and that compassion to it. But it seems like once you actually do some sort of a ceremony in your mind and let him go, it could help them do the visualizations, is what they're saying. Visualize whatever it is that you need to visualize. And I do believe now, I'm not quite sure what kind of dog that you have, but they do come back with other dogs. Your dog is not quite yet at that point to decide what he wants to do and what breed he wants to come back at, or what it is that he wants to accomplish, and whether or not his life journey is going to entail coming back to you. Maybe another member of the family, maybe there was something else, but it's all really good, and he is going to come back as a female. So you're going to see it if you get another dog a little bit down the road. You're going to see it more in the female dog, and you're going to say, "Wow, that's my dog reincarnated, but she came back as a girl." All right, there you guys go. All right, so let's see what else we have out there. Sherry, just be a little more gentle on yourself. I know that your heart is broken, as mine was, and it's the toughest thing that each and every one of us go through. Sometimes it's harder for us to understand. When you walk through your house and you see your dog there, and you look in the corner and they're not in that corner. You look over at their food bowl, they're not, begging for food or treats or anything. It's us that has to process this. That's why I'm saying have more compassion for yourself, because your dog is doing fantastic. Your dog is basically so happy that it came down, did its job to do what it needed to do, and then got basically said, it's time for me to return back. So just take that time. All right, that's what I have for Sherry. Anybody else out there? I missed a couple here. Ronnie says, great job, Janine. That must have been, I'm wondering if that was for oh, Ronnie, I'm a Heinz 67 Galactic. We all are. Ronnie, you know that this is not your first life, and it's probably, I know that you don't want to ever come back here again, but who knows? You don't know. When you go through what processes of when we are leaving, and it'll seem like every day people are sitting there saying, "Oh my God, I'm getting older," or grandchildren are getting older. Time is flying. This is flying. We really just have to be able to enjoy where we're at right now, and just embrace everything and everyone that we come in contact with, and just be kind. We have to be kind to one another, because that allows us to love and feel love. What you put out is what you're going to get back in, right? Okay, let's see. I see some more comments down there. Is that Arnie? Yes, I have been there many shifts. Okay, they must be talking among themselves. Anybody else want a reading? Let me just see. Sherry, if you could just give me, your thoughts. I know this is going to be very tough for you. This is almost something that only you can experience with your dog there. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you lost her, but him. But you will reunite in some way, as I do with mine. All right, I think that's everything. I'm coming up on the hour, unless I missed something. Ronnie, if you can help me out over there. Oh, is that Arnie saying he's open for one? Open Janine for one. Okay, which card? I do Akashics. I do chakras. It's like a candy store. Galactic. Everyone seems to be into the Galactic one. The Galactic Heritage cards. If you want to know where you came from, Maggie opened that door. Thank you, Maggie369. And even though people are asking for one particular one, I pull multiple cards on this, and it will tell me this card, this planet goes past, boom, present. There it goes. And that's where I'm going to tell you where the last one that you maybe even currently communicating with. And Ronnie is Pleiades, and she was happy about that. He says anyone. Let's do Galactic. How about it? That's something different. People like that one. Oh, no, they're also telling me I have to do something with this deck over here. All right, leaving 2 decks out. Okay, let's see here. So Ronnie is asking Arnie a question, which is a great question. Thank you, Ronnie. She's helping me out. Please, everybody, thank Ronnie. She's usually I have Lori's on here as a moderator, but I'm all over different times, and I don't have Lori's information. But Ronnie will always say, Janine, if you can remember, let me know when you're going on, and I tried to do that with her. All right, let's see. I'm just gonna. I don't think Ronnie or Arnie replied back to Ronnie. Future. Whoa, here we go. All right, so that requires this other deck. All right, let's see what we got here. I got to smile with Arnie. I just have to smile with him. All right, because I know what he's thinking here. Sherry Vanderhoven says, thank you, Janine. I love catching you live. You're a wonderful person helping others. Thank you, Sherry. I'm glad to help you, but don't forget, we're just energy. You can tap into your dog's energy anytime that you want. And especially when the times are good, too. Don't forget that. All right, this is Arnie, Future. You guys don't know who Arnie is. He's a beautiful soul. As most of them are on my channel. All right. Future for Arnie. Let's see what we got going here. All right. Interesting. All right. Arnie, it's okay, so let me just put it this way to you. You have got some sort of a wish, and that I'm going to put it in those terms, right? Something that you've been wanting to be fulfilled, and it will be fulfilled. You are definitely doing a lot of good with yourself right now, and look for this to be fulfilled right around winter time. Okay, for your future endeavor that you're trying to build up. You definitely are protected. That's all that I could say. And two things that I'm actually seeing here when going through this is you still have something that's and I get this all the time. It's a 6 of forces. This is energy. It's very emotional because it's all about the water. Okay, I'm going to show you this here. And I see this one in your reading all the time. And when we talk about the forces, we are kind of talking about the, I guess you could kind of say it's more of the, your consciousness, Arnie. So it's almost as if I want to say to you, you know a lot about the natural laws, consciousness creates reality, and energy attracts energy, like attracts like, this, so on and so forth. It comes to this emotional aspect of yourself. And if you can work on that one a little bit more to be able to build what you want to build for your future, I actually do see that. But it's almost where I want to say it's the back to the lookout. I get this a lot with the people in my community here. And this lookout is almost like, okay, is if, am I playing with fire? Let me just see what this is all about here. Yeah, so yeah, so your wish will be fulfilled for the future there, and it's almost as if what is actually holding it back is that it's almost a part of you doesn't believe it. You can accomplish anything, and you know this firsthand. You've basically been clearing the path, Arnie, more recently, and you've been doing a great job at it. You're listening to the roses. The roses are these entities that come to you, if you will. They're love information. They're messengers to you, and but it's that emotional aspect that is actually holding you back a little bit, and it's almost as if you want to believe, but what is it? Let me just check. So when I actually look into this, and Arnie is saying here, he says, I like playing with fire. I take the challenge all the time. Yeah, but for going to completing something, it's almost like, you're going to want to end a chapter, open up a new door to get there, building a new foundation and moving forward. Sometimes playing with fire is okay, but what is your definition of playing with fire? Playing with fire is just your own personal challenges, or is it affecting other loved ones around you? That's where I'm kind of going with this. And I just want to say sometimes just, just give it a rest. This next, it's the keys that you hold very near and dear to your heart, Arnie. I think I've talked about this with you, and it's about your communications. It came right back up again. You want the next chess move, but you're not quite sure how to do that because it's easier for you to, I don't know, sometimes maybe test people. Maybe sometimes it's like, can I really push them to the point where I can trust them, or that type of thing? Or is it I'm pushing myself to the point that I can trust myself? Okay, he says just me. I just saw that. All right, there you go. There you go. So it's almost as if I wanted to say, that's fine if you're going to play with the fire, okay? But just also know too is that let me see where we have here, because I get that beautiful energy that's all around you. Tap into the energy of Uriel and the Sphinx if you haven't done that. And please stop. I don't know if this is something that is hereditary that comes into your family a lot, where your guys are always looking for the shoe to drop, something to go wrong, something is going to go bad, step on a crack, you break your mother's back, that type of stuff. It's bullshit. All right. That's what I have here. Let's see here. Nothing else out on Rumble. I'm going to go back to Ronnie. Ronnie's, thank you for keeping me here, Ronnie. And all right. Yeah, so Arnie, just to finish this up, I know Colleen's got a question. I have to look for that question. It says, awaiting my last vision that has not happened yet to happen. It will, but if you want me to sum it up, stop the negative talk, stop this belief system that you actually have. And if you don't know what that belief system is, it's that doubt. It's that urge not to do something. Work with your ego a little bit on that, Arnie. No, I don't do that. I wait for the shoe to drop. I don't wait for the shoe to drop. Very optimistic. My relatives do. Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm saying. There's something there. All right, but if you're not doing that, there's just some more clearing that you have to do, and we can always talk about that in the next one. All right. Belief system is BS, is what Ronnie is saying here. What is Colleen's question? Oh, here we go. Do you see the community physically coming together in the near future? Whoa, that's a great question. Now, when you say community, are you talking about just worldwide community? Are you talking about, she says, the near future, your community, the chat community? What, can we narrow this down a little bit? All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, Arnie, I wanted to pick one other card because he told me to pick another card. Ha ha ha. All right, so this is a positive. So it's an enlightenment card. It was an archetype card, because when I said I needed 2 decks out here, I almost forgot this. You're definitely, and I've always said this, you're definitely a leader in this, and there are so many people that are benefiting from you being in charge. So I'm not quite sure what that means to you, but I'm going to leave that up to you to kind of ponder. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. All right. Yes. So let's see here. What else we have? Community. Didn't see anything back with Colleen. Collective community. Ronnie is asking, is it collective community? All right. Let's see where we go. All right. Coming together. Well, I do also want to say politically, there was something that happened out there with peacemaker, Trump just trying to be a peacemaker with Russia and Ukraine. I don't know where it went. I walked away to see things, but that is on a much bigger scale. But energetically, that is more on the political arena. But energetically, let's see what we got here. All right, Arnie. I've said this from the beginning too, and everybody sees that about you. You have a lot of things to offer a lot of people, and just get out there and do it. I don't care what your relatives say about anything. Just go. It's your life. Go do it. Go help people. All right, let's see here. And I know that you do. He's got a channel out there. If you guys want to look up Arnie Layton and catch him. All right, let's see what we got here. Collective reading. It's getting dark in here. Must be getting ready to storm again. All right, let's see what I got. Okay. All right, the first thing that comes up here is the Buddha prepares, Colleen. Is Colleen still with us? All right, so yes, so the Buddha prepares. So that energy is that there's more and more people out there that become spiritual. They've waken up. When we talk about waking up, it doesn't mean political stuff. There's spirituality. They're basically knowing there must be something more to this than work and politics and corporation and money, right? They're all reaching, they're getting prepared. We're all getting prepared, and we've been prepared. There's people out there who've been doing this for years, and have they helped? You better believe they've helped. They've helped at a big level. I see egos breaking down. Not everybody's going to start to realize that they don't have to be in their ego energy. It's okay to be me. I just want to be me. I just want to be free. And yeah, and it is an ancient time that's coming into play right now. Actually, the gods out there, if you guys believe in any of the energy gods, up in the ethers, are definitely helping us there. And it ends with the Queen of Scrolls, which is, I love this card. It's all about unity, and it's all about peace, and it's all about light. That's a beautiful thing there, Colleen. Thanks for asking that. We've got one comment out there from One Wise One out on Rumble that says, I feel like I had a timeline jump integration of it. Do you see that in my records? Many thanks. All right, I'm actually going to do that as a collective, because that's a question everybody always asks. Did you guys feel the jump? Do you guys know that we jumped, or did we jump, or why is time flying by so fast? What is going on? So that's another great question that I'm going to ask. And let's see what we have here. All right, Colleen is back in the house. Colleen, you could play that back. I did a reading for you. Sorry it took so long. I've got about another 5 minutes, and then I got a skedaddle. All right, so we're going to do one for the consciousness of the time jumping. It's really interesting because why would we want a time jump? What is it that is new in our energies? What is where the old stuff go? That's what we're talking about here. If people are saying, what are you talking about, Janine? It's that it's new energies that have come in, the old energies have gone out. We're on a new playing field, if you will. There's just so much happening in such a little time. And so let's see what we have here. The timeline for this is, yeah, we we've always thought in things of terms of setting our course and where we're going to go. We're not doing that anymore. We are in a totally different mindset. We're still trying to find our muse. Each and every individual out there has their muse, and I think that's where we're at right now. It's kind of showing me that things are in the shadow side of it, right? And it's almost as if people, that's what you're searching for, and that's what you're not feeling comfortable for. That's what you don't know what it is, but you'll get there. Don't always go back and blame mom and dad and your childhood for stuff. Why don't you just accept who you are and see the beauty in that at this particular time in your life? Because if you're talking about energies moving and time jump, you are not that person that you were before. So why put all your energy back in the past? Bring it forward and just be who the hell you are. Yeah, we're all in that commitment right now. And this is answering one wise question. And definitely, we had a lot of help with Archangel Michael, who isn't going to be prevalent in this so-called time, if you will, but he has been, and we're now going to just start. We're now going to start feeling things that are near and dear. I talked about the keys earlier. Each one of us has some keys. And what are the keys exactly? These are the things that are near and dear to our heart. These are the things that we're going to be tapping into, and we're ready for it. So, it's kind of like you could be who you always knew that you should be, not who you were conformed with. Who, when you go to school and they basically tell you, you have to just sit there and listen to us, regurgitate back what we're telling you, and just comply. None of that anymore. If you want to be a wild child, you go be a wild child. If you want to, I see so many people out there that are now have so many classes out there that are learning about Mother Nature's herbs and all that stuff. It's coming to the forefront. Everyone's going to have a solution about something that's going to help humanity. And that's where we're at. So if you feel like that there was a timeline jump, that's basically where it is. We're in those energies, and it's a beautiful thing right now. Arnie, I hope you come back and join me real soon. If you could shoot me a couple of dates and times when you're available, I'd love to have you on here also. And I think Alley Cat is back at her job, so we can have A and J on the show in the near future. Thank you all for stopping in. We'll see you next time. Bye now.